background. Okay. Take a look at this. All right, guys, it's Rich Tola. This is Tola Talks. Tola Talks is back. Wow, it's September 30th, 2025. That's today. The last episode was called Tola Talks Texas because I went over to Texas. I don't know if you recall that, but left LA, kind of end of COVID or beginning, middle, whatever, COVID. So the last episode was on January 25th, 2022. Never Live in Fear. I did 20 episodes at Tola Talks, Texas. This is Tola Talks. We're going back to the original format, guys. I started with the LA Talk Radio back in 2015. Man, I guess that's 10 years ago. So here we go. Tola Talks is going to be live. I'm not sure how often I'll be doing this, but I will be doing this. So let's give a shout out to my new book, guys. I do want to say this. The Sub, have you seen it, heard it, read about it? All right. It's based on my real life experiences. 5 years, about 10, I guess you could say I worked 10 semesters if you're doing 2 semesters a year. So I think I did it over the course of a 7-year period. But bringing to you an outsider's view inside America's troubled educational system, because it is troubled. If you look at the Gallup poll survey, they did one on September 16th. Let's just jump right into that Gallup poll. You guys know what the Gallup poll is, right? All right, here we go. It was done to determine the satisfaction of K through 12 education with public schools in the country. We're at a record low. 35% are happy. 62% are totally dissatisfied with what's going on in the K through 12 education. I should know. I wrote a book on it, and we know why they're dissatisfied, because unfortunately not a lot of learning's going on in the markets where I've taught, inner city markets. But let's look at this. 90% were dissatisfied of polled. Those parents that were polled were dissatisfied with the quality of the education in the state of the nation. Basically 90% were dissatisfied. All right, we're looking at 41% feared for the physical safety of their children in schools. Well, I mean, from all the fights that I saw and that I wrote about, I'm not sure if you really should be fearful of your children in school, folks, but I can understand that. All right, a lot of people are dissatisfied with the curriculum, no doubt. Change the curriculum. Those are 3 key words that is exuded through this book for sure. It comes out of the pores of this book. But the Gallup poll, I just joined their website to get their emails as well, because they got some good stuff out there. I mean, 85 years of data collection. 95% of the world's population is represented by Gallup. So no doubt they look at people at scale. All right, let's talk about this. The Sub, outsider's view inside America's troubled educational system. To use words that other readers have described it as, lighthearted. It is lighthearted. I'll take you, just so you know, there's about 330 pages in this book. The first half of the book, it kind of gets, it's like a pool. The water gets deeper as you go into the book. Second half, or if you looked at it as a meal, you're getting the soup, the salad, the appetizer, and then the second half of the book is the meat and potatoes, the heart of it. But it's gritty. It's no doubt a gritty book. It's honest, without a doubt. It's poignant, and it's hopeful. There's a lot of hope in this book, and there's a lot of hope for society, because where are we today? 2025, 44 months later from when I did the last Tola Talks. A lot has happened in those 44 months, right? Forget about the whole COVID, but I mean, we spent the last 3 years, I did, as a caretaker for both of my parents. I do want to say rest in peace for my mom and dad. They're up there. If you see those, I hope you're okay with that. A lot of people don't like that, but the little urns up there, that's my folks. Because I wrote this book while they were still alive. They didn't read the book. We did talk about it. This book was written in 2023. So I published it now 2 years later, but I finished it in November, December 2023, after I had worked all those months, years, whichever. So the It's great. So in 3 years, took care of my parents. Unfortunately, buried both my parents. They succumbed to cancer. Very sad. Still grieving. My mom passed 4 months ago. My father 11 months ago. I never knew what that word grieving meant, but now I do. Serious, serious word, and it does affect. For anyone who is grieving, I can relate. It's really challenging. It comes like in waves. It just comes to you, and then it just hits you, and then goes away. I don't know if it ever really goes away permanently, but for me, it's every day. What could I say? It hit you. The first 3 months, I cried every day over my mom for sure. My dad, well, it's a little bit different, but anyway, also moved to Indianapolis. Give a shout out to the Fever. Indy Fever's playing tonight. Wish everyone there good luck. I hope they do make it to the final round here and see them in the finals. So way to go, Indy. Way to come back strong. We're 2-2, battling. And looking forward to see what we got going in Nevada, Las Vegas. I lived there twice. Prefer Indianapolis. Great town, guys. I'm very happy here. It's been a month or so, but it's going really, really well. All right, let's talk about you guys know the philosopher, teacher, really, Confucius. Everybody knows that, right? What does Confucius say? Because I read this about Confucius, and I was kind of likening it to the book, the sub, and what's going on with these kids, and how could it be so chaotic, right? So let's talk about that. All right, Confucius was a Chinese philosopher and teacher. He was born in 551 BCE, so you're talking 2,574 years ago. He was born on, it says September 28th. Today's the 30th, so yeah, happy belated birthday. Raised by his mother. But what did he emphasize, right? It's Confucianism. Confucianism emphasized personal and governmental morality, harmonious social relationships, righteousness, kindness, sincerity, and above all, if you're leading, you need to lead by virtue. All right? Says he died, he was 71 or 72. But the key is harmonious social relationships. What's going on in society today? I don't know. We have 3 wars going on, right? We have the war in Gaza. We have the war in Ukraine, Russia, and we have the war here. I really do. I see it as a war. It's a battle. It's a battle between, Democrats, Republicans. I'm a centrist, guys. I stand right over the middle there, anyone who knows me. So if you're hearing that in the background, I think the air conditioner just kicked on. It's still really nice here. But getting back to it, Confucius was born into a class of Shi, which was between aristocracy and the common people. So he was kind of in the middle. He held various government jobs. His mom died when he was 23 years old, and he mourned for 3 years. Hey, I'm mourning. It's 11 months, like I said, with my dad. I guess it does last for a long time, but it was all about harmony and order. We don't have a lot of that today, right? Harmony and order. And he advocated for public welfare and the spread of education in China, because being educated, that's power. That's real power. Knowledge is power. But he was a humanist, more humanist than he was a spiritualist. And he believed in reciprocity. Never impose on others what you would not choose for yourself. Got to make good choices, guys. There's no doubt. A lot of people make bad choices. One of the key good choices is you got to work out every day, right? That's my platform. Another day, another workout, as you know. But let's talk about this. He believed in 3 things, Confucius. There's 3 things. One was called Ren, Yi, and Li. All right, Ren. It's a single word, but it carries a lot with it. It encompasses interpersonal relationships, loyalty, reciprocity, benevolence, and altruism. So that was his first key word. Second was Yi, which was righteousness, and Li. And Li is the most important, I believe, because Li, it's basically, again, they're talking about wide range, but it's a code of conduct and rules that we follow in everything that we do. All right, let me read you this, and I'm going to insert these other words, okay? Confucius taught that Li is a set of rules, customs, and standards that guide proper behavior in every sphere of life. Without it, without Lee, society falls into disorder. So let's say, all right, I'm going to kind of replace words. Without Lee, which is customs, standards, right, guiding people, it falls into disorder. Well, what about when we're talking about schools, right? The school falls into disorder. Families lose harmony. Classrooms lose harmony. Rulers and officials lose hierarchy, right? Rules. So that's your teachers, your principals. They lose the hierarchy. Armies lose discipline. Well, I think the whole school system loses discipline, or the students lose discipline. And everyday interactions lose their sense of respect and proportion. So above all, it says Lee provides the structure that keeps both the personal conduct and the public life in balance. And that's kind of the basis of what's going on in this book, guys. It's the structure. It's the structure that keeps these schools, these inner city schools, Tales of an Inner City Teacher, Tales of an Inner City Teacher. It's not harmonious. Aside from the curriculum and whatever's going on learning-wise, there's no harmony. It's disrupted. And that's very disappointing because there's not a lot of learning. And I've had kids cry in class that just complained about being there, wanted to go to a different school. By the way, that's George Washington up there, kneeling, saying a prayer when he was kind of at wit's end. I'm a big George Washington Revolutionary War fan, but he almost didn't make it, right? The Battle of Trenton, the Battle of Princeton saved the day for sure, and made it through a lot, losing most of his men. So here we go. Confucius is about harmony. It's about order, but it's also about respect. There's a lot of that. There's a lot of disrespect. I call these guys bad apples in my book because they are bad apples. Here's some quotes. Everybody likes to quote Confucius. Maybe if you get some cookies over at the... remember those little piece of paper? You get like some cookies in there. All right, here's a quote. It does not matter how slowly you go so long as you do not stop. Here we are again, Tola Talks years later. Number 2, real knowledge is to know the extent of one's ignorance. No doubt. Especially for someone in the gym. If you don't know what you're doing, you need to know what you're doing, all right? Everybody knows that about me. That's the basis of my life. How to drink from the fountain of youth. Got to work out every single day, regardless how much pain you're in. I'm in pain every day. We'll talk about that on another show. I have 2 herniated discs, malalignment in my spine. Basically, 3 years ago, everything fell apart. Well, we're not going to get more into that. All right, number 3, quote, life is simple, but we insist on making it complicated. Don't make it complicated. Keep it simple. Less is more. Is it necessary? You got to ask yourself that question. Is it necessary? Most things aren't necessary. All right. Wow. I know before Tola Talks Texas, we talked crypto. I still own crypto, guys. I'm still a big fan. I'm still in it. I'm still a Tesla fan. Always have been. Still a big fan. We'll talk about that on another day. So today, I just wanted to get in to say hello. Welcome back. To me at least. We'll see where this goes. By the way, another couple of words on the writing of the sub. Very observant, grounded, and realistic. Again, this is some people reading the book, really liked it. You got to turn that book into a movie for sure. I like here having my notes. All right, did I hit all my notes for today? All right, guys. So that's all we're going to talk about today. It's the first day back. Tola Talks is back, or let's see where this goes. I'm using this platform here. It's a new one. Looking good so far. I like this background. It's kind of playing devil's advocate to myself. What else? What else do I need to talk about? All right, guys. Thanks again. It's Rich Tola here. Tola Talks. Welcome back. We'll see if this is the first of many. It should be. It could be live streaming. Love it. Get your workout in. Always. All right. Peace.